Boxing, it's a great sport. The business, red light district. In any red light district that I know of, is not a good place to be if you're going to be preaching at church on Sunday.
Well, boxing has always been controlled by crime figures, the mob, crooked lawyers.
But that was then.
Yeah.
Now it's a different time and way to do it. Those days with the envelope underneath the table, no. That been stopped. The way it's being done now is based on favoritism, who they want in, who they want out. When it comes to who they can exploit, who they can make more money with, and who they can and cannot influence.
How deep does it go? Like, how deep, as far as like judges? Because there's been some fights where, like, Timothy Bradley versus Manny Pacquiao, where the decision gets announced and everybody just goes, what? There's a few of those decisions where people go, what is the line? What's the betting line? Well, who's financially tied to this? Who's the promotion?
I give you a recent one, Lomachenko.
Okay. Yes,
I mean,
Devin Haney.
Yeah. Like, the answer to that question is who they want to win and move to the next level.
Because that's where they can make the most money. And that's where they have the most control.
Hello.
Yeah.
So this is something that you ain't have to be a Harvard graduate to understand.
Right.
Like, this is like in your face. It's like, so what? Like, I'm taking it to the point that deep. Like I know y'all see, Bernard, this is South boxing. This is boxing. No. What do you mean this is boxing? You will hear reporters that been around just as long as the promoters, right? Because they can get a free meal at the press conference, or they can get somewhere, they got their little perks, right? And you get a little free credential wearing around your neck, and then sell his soul.
Yeah.
So when you're in that environment that's so tight, when it comes to the community of it, they can smell your fart. You like that? Right? It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that serious. And I'm saying to my small circle, it's like, yo, you telling me that this judge, along with the other two judges, right? It's three ringside, it's three judges, right? It's six eyeballs that's watching this fight. Nobody's drooling from the mouth, right? Nobody got an oxygen tank, right? Judging. So we assume that the commission of that state, Vegas, here, there, whatever, LA, whatever, they assign these judges. They screen these judges. Did anybody do a background check to see if anybody's mortgage is late or the car payments are late?
Right.
8-9 months due? Like, we need to understand the qualifications of being a judge, because lives of careers is at stake at that high level, where not only you taking something from that particular fighter, but his family is wrapped up in that too. They don't look at that.
Right.
They don't care. And so when it happens every now and then, and not every 10, 15, 20 years, whether it makes it right or not, this is a consistency. And also from the previous decades and moments in history, boxing still has that question. Is boxing rigged before it goes down? Is boxing controlled by the underworld or the new underworld or the world of influence or the world of power or the world who they want to make more money off of? It's about who they can make more money off of. And look, I'm not going to say I understand, because if I say I understand, then I feel that I am not going to do nothing about it, then I feel I'm part of the problem. Because a lot of guys and a lot of people in the boxing business know when I'm talking is genuine and is straight up the truth, but they would never do what I'm doing right now.
They just accept it. Or they just deal with it. They don't talk out against it.
They keep their mouth shut.
Keep their mouth shut.
And not all, but there's some have things to lose. Payday. So, or positions of where they at or what they do. They don't want to lose whatever it is, big or small to you, to them, is their God or next to it. That's how deep that is. I witnessed it. I'm there on the front row. And I'm not having no nonsense. And the thing of not having that is one thing of saying it. Joe, I don't need a job from them to pay my bills. I don't need them to do something for me based on a threat or based of silence you. See, that's the power I was talking about early, not the other power. Some could be great, some can be not great. But the power of do for self and the power of being consistent and got there in spite of the blackballing, the never giving up as you witnessed with the Tito fight. That was the beginning of their demise, who I became today in 2023. So boxing, like any other sport in America, is the only sport that's not regulated by any entity other than itself. You know, Joe, I used to always say to myself back then, there are so many, when they hear this, they're going to be, oh my God. There's so many active, lawyers in boxing. There's a lot of lawyers or can be lawyers. They went to law school, they got the law license, but they don't practice. But they have knowledge of what they can do and what they can't do. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So already, most of us are at a disadvantage, not at an advantage, to know the do's and don'ts.
Right.
So yes, whether or not we're getting fucked.
And most of the time,
99.9% you're getting fucked.
When you were saying that the Roy Jones Jr. fight, there was a 1.4 split, and you made 750 or whatever it was. After all that, you only brought home 80?
Yeah.
How's that possible?
I had a contract. Again, this was the ignorance coming, lack of knowledge. I had a contract with a management team that sold me out with the promoter. And the promoter, again, Butch Lewis, God rest his soul, he somehow convinced my managers at that time, a rising boxing, that he can do better for them in the long term. Fighters come and go. Managers and advisors stay around, whatever name they put themselves under. And so I had a 60-40. Remember I said ignorance early. I had a 60-40 manager contract. I have it to the day framed in my office.
That's pretty crazy.
60-40 manager contract. I kept that contract. I framed it. So these things, because it shows how far I evolved.